After almost 4 hours, the expedition reaches Lake Labarge, the first sizable body of water to be discovered in this branch of Lechuguilla.
Woo! Yeah!
You know, one of the greatest sights in caving, eh?
That's fantastic. Is this Lake Labarge?
Yeah. Labarge borehole. It's easier now.
Beautiful.
The lake completely blocks the way ahead. Cavers had to wade it until they found a detour. Tricky, but possible.
Well, I think in particular moves like dancing around the edge of Labarge as almost a ballet, an underground ballet. I know where my footholds are. I know where my handholds are. I know if I hit them just right and I move just right. Some of them are kind of dynamic in so much as you leave one handhold while you're going for the next foothold. And if you do that just right and you have your pack balance just right, you flow through it real smoothly. And so I think it's very much like doing a dance, a very intricate dance, and you want to do it very perfectly. You know, it's very beautiful when you do.
Deeper into the cave, mineral formations become more fantastic and delicate. Cavers must move among them with great care. Spikes of aragonite, one form of calcium carbonate, grow in fragile bushes. The gentlest touch could damage them. There is infinite contrast here. The now famous Chandelier Ballroom is one of caving's classic beauty spots. Plumes of gypsum sprout from the ceiling, some as long as 20 feet. The most dazzling examples of their type ever found. Utter silence pervades Lechuguilla. The only sound is made by the intruder. In the constant 68-degree temperature and high humidity, dehydration is always a threat.
Anybody else need any hot water?
For some, the notion of life with almost a quarter-mile of rock overhead can be oppressive, even terrifying. But cavers like Bridges relish the experience.
It's almost like coming back to home after you've been gone for a while. It's a very comfortable feeling to me, particularly in that particular cave. And you know, it's a sense of isolation. The world becomes very simple.
Here, there is no day or night. If they ignore the time, cavers tend to stay awake and sleep for longer and longer periods. In Lechuguilla Cave, there is little evidence of life, but this is rare. Many caves harbor a hidden kingdom of creatures, dominated by bats. Bats thrive in darkness. They navigate not by sight, but by subtle patterns of reflected sound. Some caves are home to millions of bats, the greatest concentration of mammals anywhere. Their nitrogen-rich droppings, or guano, are harvested as a fertilizer. Large deposits produce a toxic gas, which can be lethal. Mountains of bat guano support the intricate food chain underground. Sometimes an injured bat or a baby falls into the guano and itself becomes food. Within minutes, the bat is reduced to a skeleton. Abundant underground, the cave cricket. Crickets spend much of their time gathering food outside their caves, but inside they perform a vital role as scavengers. In mute testament to their environment, fish have evolved here without eyes. The salamander has dispensed with eyes too, and has no need of skin pigment in a world without sunlight. People have probably always found shelter in caves. Thousands of years ago, as much of the world still lay in the grip of the last ice age, prehistoric hunters left spectacular evidence behind them. The human spirit was born and nurtured here, its expression etched on walls of stone. Many parts of the world are known for caves. Because most lie on limestone bedrock, the soil is often thin and life is hard. So it has often been in the remote uplands of Kentucky. But the automobile brought a new source of wealth. City folks, eager for amusement. Everyone who owned a cave hung up a sign. Each was touted as being bigger and better than the others. The so-called cave wars spurred bitter feuds and even violence. Crystal Cave belonged to the Collins family, but it was too far from the beaten path to prosper. 37-year-old Floyd, one of the Collins boys, was determined to find a cave closer to the highway. He set off alone on a cold winter morning in January 1925 and squeezed into a narrow, twisting crack in the earth never before explored. 100 feet or so into the tight passageway, Floyd dislodges a rock that falls on his leg and pins his left foot. Every detail of this fateful mishap will soon be known throughout the world. Struggling to free himself, Floyd becomes more tightly wedged. His arms are pinned at his sides. He can do nothing but shout for help. 24 hours later, Floyd's cries are heard. A younger brother, Homer, manages to reach him. Coffee and sandwiches revive Floyd, but no amount of tugging or pulling will set him free. Would-be rescuers knock down more dirt and rocks. Soon, more help arrives, but rescue efforts are clumsy and disorganized. Curious onlookers begin to gather. They become restive and quarrelsome. A week goes by. Floyd is still alive, and the crowd swells to thousands. It becomes a carnival. Souvenirs are sold, and moonshiners arrive on the scene. It's hard to maintain order, and the National Guard is summoned. Skeets Miller, a 21-year-old newspaper reporter, braves the tortuous passage 7 times to comfort Floyd and describe his plight. Miller takes down food and drink and an electric light bulb to keep Floyd warm. In bitter cold and rain, little more can be done for him. When a cave-in blocks the passage, a rescue shaft is begun. People all over the country join Floyd's family in prayer. Floyd's brothers expect the worst. Rescuers finally reach him on the 18th day. It is too late. Floyd has been dead for some time. The crowd goes home. The public is soon interested in other things. It takes 2 months to recover the body. The rock that trapped Floyd was not a boulder, but a mere 27-pound stone, shaped like a leg of lamb. His death left a legacy of fear of the dark, mysterious underground that haunts many to this day. Today, there are about 16,000 devotees of caving in the U.S. Here, where Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia meet, the countryside is studded by deep pits, vertical caves, the delight of weekend enthusiasts. Nine-year-old Leah Brown holds a world speed record for rope climbing.
I want to go ahead and check that other equipment.
Her partner, Avis van Swearingen, also holds a climbing record for women over the age of 60. With skill and courage, they suspend their lives on a slender thread.
We call that rope the nylon highway because it takes us to wonderful places and new parts of the cave, and it's the only way you can get there. If I'm the first one down a drop, and I have been the very first person to ever go down a drop, if we can't really tell if the rope reaches the bottom, the person who goes down first wears their climbing gear too, so that you can put your climbing gear on the rope and come up. Also, we put a knot at the bottom of that rope, so we can't rappel off the end of it, which has happened to people.
I like the deep pits because when they're deep, you get to go fast more. That's why I like the deep pits. Because the short ones, you don't get to go fast very long. First time I did it in a pit, it was only a 90-foot pit. And I didn't get scared. I don't get scared very easily. I like going fast. When I go down fast, the floor is real tiny, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger. And I like to watch that.
An unfettered commitment to their sport compels cavers to seek new thrills in undiscovered places. For some, the